back to the weekly video series. I hope you guys enjoyed the infection prevention and control videos. I'm taking a different approach for this week's video where instead of talking about infection prevention, I'm going to talk a little bit about mindfulness and how you can deal with the stresses in your day as a nurse. Alright, so as part of the introduction, I'm just going to talk a little bit about stress. I'm sure you guys understand what stress is as you deal with it every day, being an acute care nurse. It's described as an emotional strain resulting from demanding circumstances. For example, I'm sure you guys can come up with lots of examples for different types of stress in your life, but say you just bought a new home and you're moving into it. Moving into a new place is very stressful. Starting a new career, a new job, getting sick. Let's say you just broke up with someone. Even just being in traffic, that stresses me out quite a bit. Even little things like a broken coffee machine. You're not getting your daily fix of coffee. All these little things are just little stresses that can kind of build up, and if you don't have a way to cope or deal with these stresses, it can turn into overwhelming. It can have an overwhelming impact on your life and just make it harder to function in general. So stress is a part of everyone's lives. There's no escaping it. It can build up and create larger problems, making it difficult to function normally for you. And as highly functioning nurses working in intensive care units, you're especially exposed to stress. So chronic stress can eventually lead to many different things. But if you're dealing with stress all the time over long periods of time without ways to cope with this stress or deal with it, it can lead to sleep disturbances, which leads to fatigue, or also the inability to concentrate on your daily tasks or anything in general. Your critical thinking skills are suffering, and you might be starting to think about some not so good things like self-harm. You might see some physical things that come out like weight gain or weight loss, and there's many others, but stress can lead to bad things, not very fun things. So what is mindfulness? It's commonly known as or understood as the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to the unfolding experience. It's kind of a fluffy way to put it, but it basically aims to help people develop the skills needed to cope with stress in their lives. And as nurses, this can be clinical stress that you're enduring as part of your career. These skills, like the mindfulness skills, allows nurses to function at their optimal level, which increases their attention, satisfaction, and reduces burnout, as well as allows them to be fully present and with their patients, which improves patient outcome. What else does it do? Along with all these previous benefits that I just mentioned, they can also reduce anxiety. They can increase your creative thoughts and can be very useful for calming yourselves in times of elevated emotions. Just taking a pause out of a stressful situation to breathe and think about the situation before you kind of react without taking a pause. They've been seen to have a positive impact on patients with post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse, eating disorders, depression, and personality disorders, as well as pain. So not only is mindfulness activities good for you in your daily work, you can also teach them to your patients who's experiencing maybe some of these, or family members. Anyone can use mindfulness as a coping mechanism with stress. So what do they look like? Mindfulness, there's many different ways that you can practice mindfulness. There's different classes or meditation exercises that train participants to focus awareness on a specific target, such as breathing or routine activities like eating or walking. Mindfulness meditation also develops the ability to shift awareness intentionally from one target to another. For example, individuals may shift awareness from a distressing thought or emotion to their breath or to sensations in the body. These practices, mindfulness meditation, may assist individuals to more readily disengage from excessive reactivity and learn more effective ways of responding to distressing cognitive and emotional experiences. Some examples of these exercises are breathing exercises where you're focusing on inhalation and exhalation while being aware and present in the moment with your own emotion and thoughts. So just taking a pause, close your eyes, focus on your breathing. Just try to be aware of everything you're feeling in the moment. So I've found a few mindfulness exercises on Insight, and I've copied a screenshot on the next few slides. I'll just quickly go over them. You can go on Insight yourself and look up these, and they'll kind of guide you through little exercises that you can do at work or at home or wherever you're comfortable. So this one is the awareness of breath practice. It's a breathing activity that calms your mind and attempts to focus your attention on breathing and amplifies your self-awareness. So again, you can go on Insight and follow this step-by-step guide to help guide you through this exercise if you want to try it out yourself. All of these are very short as well. They don't take very long. They can be as short as a minute or two and be as long as you want. This next one is a stop practice. It's a great activity to perform in moments of high stress. So it allows you to take a break to think about the situation and options you have before making a decision on how to react in the moment. It's where you follow the acronym of STOP. And again, this is also on Insight where you can follow along and try it yourself. So this is good in situations. This is a good one to memorize to do when you're presented with a high stress situation. Next one is breathing space practice. It allows you to take a moment and pause and check in with what's happening within and around us. You're guided by the acronym AGE, which stands for Acknowledge, Gather, and Expand. So you want to acknowledge what's present for you now in both mind and body. You want to gather your attention towards the breath sensations in your belly and expand your attention and bring a more open awareness to your experience. This activity can be completed in as little as 3 minutes or as long as you wish, just like all the other ones. So, coping, mindfulness is a way to cope with stress. So, what is coping? It's the active process of managing stressful circumstances. It's the effort you put in to solve problems while reducing and tolerating stress conflict, with the goal of balancing these factors to bring back a balance in your life. So, some health promotion activities that can help with coping on top of these mindfulness activities, or they go alongside with mindfulness, is just regular exercise. It's probably one of the biggest researched evidence-based practice. That it does show that regular exercise helps with stress and has improved mental health outcomes. You could also, engage with your social circle. Have a social support circle, like a group of friends you can talk to about, you can vent to, talk about your problems and situations that stressed you out, or even family, your spouse. You can practice time management. I'm sure you're all pros at this already, but if you have good time management skills, it can really decrease in stress from day to day when you have everything planned out. There's guided imagery and visualization that you can use. There's progressive muscle relaxation exercises, and just journal writing everything that's on your mind every night. These are all good ways to cope with daily stresses. There's a few more resources that there's a lot of resources that are available. A ton of them are on Insight. It gives you access to countless resources to help you on your journey, like the reference cards that I just kind of showed you that guided you through exercises. And then there's also some videos. I added some YouTube links here. I know you can't click it. You'll have to pause the video and type it out because this is a video for you. But these are good videos to watch that'll talk a little bit more in detail about mindfulness and how it can help your life. And then here's the references. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you have any suggestions on what I should talk about next week, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll make the video on that. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and take her easy.